subscribe so you won't miss my other stories. Your support means a lot to me. Story: Secrets in the Suitcase. Greg always thought he was lucky to have married Emily. At 43, he had finally found the one he wanted to spend the rest of his life with. A young, vibrant woman of 25. They met 3 years ago at a charity event, and despite the age gap, their relationship blossomed quickly. Now they lived in a cozy house on the outskirts of town, discussing plans for the future and dreaming of having children. Emily recently went on a week-long vacation with her friend Claire. And although Greg wasn't thrilled about it, he trusted Emily. They kept in touch. Texts, calls, everything seemed normal. However, when she returned, Greg felt a strange tension in the air while they sat down for dinner. It was something indescribable, but enough to put him on edge. After dinner, Greg helped Emily unpack her suitcase. As he sifted through her things, a half-empty pack of pills caught his eye at the bottom of her bag. He picked it up and turned it over to read the label. His heart skipped a beat. They were birth control pills. What is this? Greg thought, feeling suspicion creeping in. They'd always talked about wanting kids. He sat down with his laptop, quickly looked up the name of the medication, and it was confirmed. These were definitely birth control pills. His mind raced. Why would she hide this? She had been the one to bring up kids so often. Questions swirled in his head, growing louder by the day. His love for her remained strong, but trust was starting to crack. After several days of mounting tension, he knew he couldn't avoid the conversation any longer. One evening, while Emily relaxed on the couch after a shower, Greg approached her. He sat down next to her, taking a deep breath. Listen, he started, trying to sound calm. I've been thinking. You know how much I want to have kids, right? Do you? Emily looked at him, puzzled but smiling. Of course, Greg. We've talked about this so many times, but why are you asking now? Well, he said, placing the pack of pills on the table between them. What's this? Emily's eyes widened, her face flushing red with a mix of embarrassment and surprise. She stared at the pills, then back at Greg. Oh, I don't know, she stammered. These aren't mine. Maybe they're Claire's? Greg frowned, feeling a knot tighten in his stomach. Claire? But she's also planning to have kids. Why would she be taking birth control? Emily hesitated again, clearly thrown off by Greg's question. I'm not sure. Maybe she didn't tell me everything. Greg could tell she wasn't entirely confident in what she was saying. Are you really sure? He asked, his heart sinking deeper with each word. The doubts he tried to push away started creeping back. Without another word, Emily grabbed her phone, quickly dialed Claire's number, and put it on speaker. Greg watched her closely, noticing her nervousness but feeling relieved that she was trying to clear things up. Hey Claire, it's me. So why did you leave your pills in my suitcase? Emily asked, forcing a smile. A light laugh came from the other end of the phone. Oh, did you find those? Yeah, I must have left them. Thanks for holding on to them. Greg listened intently, but something felt off. Why is she laughing? He thought. Why does she sound so casual about this? Emily breathed a sigh of relief. See, she said to Greg, it's just a mix-up. But Greg couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. It doesn't add up, he thought. He began to recall how often Claire pushed Emily to go out for girls' nights, how she always insisted on young people's parties, even when Emily started getting serious about their family plans. Claire seemed carefree, enjoying her single life without any responsibilities. Days passed, but Greg's unease only grew. He couldn't shake the image of Claire and her casual laughter. As he reflected on past conversations, little moments began to stick out. The way Claire sometimes looked at him, or how she would make jokes about their age difference, now seemed more significant. Greg's suspicions deepened. Could she really have tried to drive a wedge between us, he wondered. One night after Emily had fallen asleep, Greg found himself pouring a glass of whiskey and sitting alone at the kitchen table. How could I have trusted her? He thought, staring at the amber liquid in his glass. She's never lied to me before. But now, why do I feel like everything's falling apart? The next day, Greg couldn't keep his thoughts to himself anymore. He needed answers. Are you sure Claire is the kind of friend you need? Greg asked, his voice tinged with hesitation. I can't shake the feeling that she's up to something. Emily raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Well, Greg sighed, I don't want to accuse her of anything, but she's just too involved in our life. And those pills, you said yourself she wants kids. Why would she be on birth control? Emily paused, deep in thought. The look in her eyes changed. Doubt flickered. "Do you think she set me up?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "I don't know," Greg replied, running a hand through his hair, "but it just doesn't feel right." The seed of doubt had been planted, and Emily's trust in Claire began to waver. Over the next few days, she started paying closer attention to Claire's behavior, and soon, Emily discovered through mutual friends that Claire had been envious of her relationship with Greg. She had even confided to one friend that she had a thing for older guys. When the truth came to light, Emily and Greg decided to cut ties with Claire. It hurt, but they were glad it came out before more damage could be done. Their marriage had been tested, but ultimately, their bond was stronger. Reader updates. 1. Wow, Claire is toxic. You dodged a bullet. So glad they figured this out before it got worse. 2. I always say, trust your gut. Greg felt something was off, and he was right. 3. Emily's a strong woman. It's tough to cut off a friend, but sometimes you just have to. 4. I've been in Greg's shoes before. It's so hard to trust again after something like this. Hope they're okay. 5. I was on edge the whole time. That Claire is sneaky. So glad they didn't let her ruin their marriage. 6. This story really hits home. Relationships are all about trust and communication. Props to Greg for handling this maturely. 7. Wow, sometimes even close friends don't have your best interests at heart. Glad they caught on before it was too late.